Every day, billions of people reach for the same drink. In quiet mornings, busy offices, late-night study sessions, and conversations with friends. Coffee has become part of our daily rhythm, so familiar that we rarely stop to ask where it truly came from. But what if the story behind your favorite cup is far older and far more surprising than most people realize? In this documentary, we're taking you on a journey to uncover the hidden history of coffee, from its ancient roots to the civilizations that shaped it, the debates it sparked, and the cultures that carried it across the world. This is not just the story of a beverage. It's the story of ideas, trade, faith, and human connection, all brewed into a single cup. So before your next sip, let's dig into the forgotten origins of the drink that changed the world. Today, coffee is everywhere. It fuels early mornings, late nights, conversations, creativity, and entire economies. More than 2 billion cups are consumed every single day across the globe. It is often seen as a modern habit, refined in European cafes, perfected in Western culture. But coffee's true story begins far earlier and far away from Europe. To understand coffee, we must travel back centuries to Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, and the heart of the Muslim world. The coffee plant is native to East Africa, particularly the highlands of what is now Ethiopia, in a region historically known as Kaffa. One of the most famous stories connected to coffee is the legend of Kaldi, an Ethiopian goat herder said to have lived around the 9th century. According to the legend, Kaldi noticed his goats behaving unusually energetic after eating red berries from a wild shrub. When the berries were roasted, their aroma filled the air, and when brewed with water, a stimulating drink was born. While this story was written centuries later and remains symbolic rather than factual, it highlights something historians agree on. Ethiopia is the natural birthplace of coffee as a plant. But the story of coffee as a drink, a culture, and a global force begins elsewhere. Around the 10th to 11th century, Arab traders transported coffee plants across the Red Sea from Ethiopia to Yemen. There, in the highlands of Yemen, coffee was cultivated, roasted, brewed, and perfected. This is where coffee became Qahwa, not just a berry, but a beverage. Muslim scholars and mystics, particularly Sufi communities, adopted coffee for practical and spiritual reasons. During long nights of prayer, remembrance, dhikr, and study, coffee helped maintain alertness, focus, and discipline, without violating Islamic prohibitions on alcohol. By the early 15th century, coffee was widely consumed in Mecca, Medina, and across the Islamic world, deeply embedded in religious, intellectual, and social life. In 1454, Sheikh Jamal al-Din al-Dabani, the Mufti of Aden, formally endorsed coffee, recognizing its benefits against fatigue. His approval played a crucial role in coffee's acceptance and spread throughout the region. Long before Europe tasted coffee, it was already a Muslim innovation, refined, debated, and embraced within Islamic civilization. As coffee moved beyond religious use, something revolutionary happened. Coffeehouses emerged. By the late 15th century, the world's first coffeehouses appeared in Mecca, Cairo, Damascus, and later Constantinople. In 1475, one of the earliest recorded coffeehouses, Qahwa, opened in Constantinople. These were not cafes as we know them today. They were centers of discussion, places of poetry and storytelling, spaces for scholars, traders, and thinkers, informal universities. They were often called schools of the wise. This idea, drinking coffee while exchanging ideas, would later define European intellectual life. But it started here. Coffee's power to bring people together also made authorities nervous. In 1511, the governor of Mecca banned coffee, fearing coffeehouses encouraged political discussion and dissent. This was not a moral objection, it was a political one. The ban did not last. In 1524, Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent overturned the ban after Islamic scholars issued a fatwa declaring coffee halal. This ruling secured coffee's future across the Ottoman Empire. By 1554, official coffeehouses flourished in Istanbul, spreading rapidly through the Middle East. Coffee was no longer just a religious aid, it was a social force. Coffee entered Europe not as a European creation, but as a Muslim export. Venetian traders brought coffee from Ottoman markets in the 16th century. Early European reactions were suspicious. Some Christian leaders called coffee the drink of Muslims, the drink of the infidel, even Satan's brew. Legend says Pope Clement VIII was urged to ban it, but after tasting it, he approved it. With that approval, coffee was accepted into Christian Europe. Europe did not invent coffeehouses, it copied them. The first coffeehouse in England opened in 1652, followed by hundreds across London. They became known as penny universities, centers of science, politics, and journalism. In Vienna, coffeehouses emerged after the Ottoman siege of 1683, using Turkish coffee supplies. In France, cafes became hubs for Enlightenment thinkers. Everywhere coffee went, it carried the Islamic model of conversation, debate, and public life. For centuries, Yemen controlled the coffee trade, exporting beans through the port of Mocha. But in 1690, the Dutch smuggled coffee plants out of Arabia and began cultivating them in Java. This ended the Arab monopoly. Coffee spread to Indonesia, the Caribbean, Central America. In 1720, coffee reached Martinique. In 1727, coffee reached Brazil, which would later dominate global production. By the 18th century, coffee was a global commodity. Coffee grows only in specific conditions. This region is known as the Coffee Belt, a band around the equator between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. It includes Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia. Ironically, the regions that grow coffee the most often consume it the least, a legacy of colonial trade systems. By the 19th century, coffee plantations reshaped economies. In 1871, coffee leaf rust devastated Asian crops, shifting production to Latin America. Brazil emerged as the world's largest producer. In the 20th century, instant coffee was invented. Nescafe transformed consumption. Coffee became a household staple. By 1940, the United States consumed nearly 70% of the world's coffee. Historically, coffee was valued not for taste, but for function. Muslim scholars described coffee as a stimulant for focus, a remedy for fatigue, an aid for digestion. Modern science confirms many of these effects: increased alertness, cognitive enhancement, antioxidant properties. What began as a spiritual aid is now a global performance drink. Coffee did not begin in Europe. Europe inherited it. Coffee's journey, from Ethiopian forests to Yemeni scholars to Islamic coffeehouses, shaped the modern world long before cafes lined European streets. Every cup of coffee today carries African roots, Muslim innovation. A global legacy history did not forget coffee. People did. And remembering it means reclaiming a story that belongs to all of humanity.